think I would like to be remembered for assisting others, for sponsoring that next generation, if you will, and helping them move in and assume the responsibilities of those of us who've been working like forever.
I first met Sharon when I became part of the Leadership Tulsa program many years ago, and Sharon was the executive director.
I first met Sharon when she was at the University of Oklahoma, OU Tulsa, and I was at OU Tulsa as a student, and then the next year wanted to become more involved in the community.
Sharon has an enormously important job here in the community because she's looking at the investments that we make on a very collective basis to have the greatest impact, to kind of move the proverbial needle. And there's honestly nobody better in the community to be tackling this.
So those types of initiatives that involve more than one agency, more than one funder, are sort of part of the portfolio that I work with.
She has such an ability to listen and to kind of digest a whole lot of information and very complex issues and subjects.
She's probably one of the best listeners that I've ever come in contact with. And
I grew up in a fairly small farming community. It was just assumed you helped your neighbors. I started my career in teaching. I had friends in Tulsa, and there was something about this community, about this city, that I loved. So I said to my friends, what's important to this community? And they said, if you're a Tulsan, you volunteer. So I began my work here in Tulsa as a volunteer.
In my estimation, Sharon is one of Tulsa's treasures. So to think in terms of not having her gift, it's a kind of a Tulsa I don't want to think about.
Sharon sees the best in people. She sees the passion in other people, and I believe she uses that passion and turns it for the community.
One of the things you have to have, I think, to work in the nonprofit sector is that dogged persistence, that stick-to-itiveness, the willingness to try again, if you will. I am really intentional about making sure that the next generation steps into this work far better prepared than I might have been.
I mean, it's the commitment that she's had to community, to relationships within our community.
She said she's just so generous, genuinely generous.
One of the first organizations that I became acquainted with when I came to Tulsa was the Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits. The center has been just such a good partner for all of the nonprofits. This is an honor beyond words for me, to be recognized by the organization that I hold in such high regard.